a lot of leaders struggle with what you talked about earlier. You know, when you came in, you'd hear them giggling next door, and then you'd walk in. You had to build trust.
Yeah.
How do you go about building trust? And then, as if that wasn't hard enough, you're the new principal, you're building trust, and then COVID hits, and
Right.
you've got some tough decisions to make. What are some key steps that leaders can take? Because you've obviously built a great team with a lot of trust that's voted your school a best place to work many years in a row. What are some of the keys that you can share with other leaders that they can use when they're trying to build trust, especially when they're in a new position?
So you build trust one employee at a time. It's not a group situation where you're talking and that kind of thing. I mean, certainly that's a piece of it, but I have check-ins with my staff weekly, and it's scheduled check-ins. And of course, there's always sometimes during the school year where there's something crazy that goes on and we have to reschedule or cancel or whatever. But for the most part, that time is a sacred time, especially for new employees. When new employees come on board, they have a set check-in time with me once a week. If you've been on our team for over a year, you have a set check-in time with me every other week. And a lot of times we're talking about best practices. We're talking about, what their struggles might be in the classroom. Maybe they had they're having a challenge with a student or a parent, or maybe even another employee. A lot of times that's what we talk about, but other times we talk about, the dog that you just had put down 2 nights ago, or your dad who just passed away. Or your uncle who just went into hospice, whatever it is, that's how you build those relationships. And that's how you build trust. And so, I don't, and I say this to my staff all the time, may not always agree with how you handle a situation, but that's a private conversation. So, when we have to kind of have those conversations, those are done in private. But to our students, to our community, we will always be a united front, always.